Hey, what up everyone? I'm Sinnycool and this is Gems of War. And today I have three teams for you for the invasion event. We got towers, we got goblins. It's like the easiest combo ever, right? The tower event, the invasion event, plus goblins as the restriction. And then the guy they give you can do it all by himself. This is like the easiest event I've ever seen in my life. It's crazy. You know, they might as well just kill all the enemies for you. You know what I mean? The only thing is, like, the weapon's not very good, the boom rock, but you do buy up to the weapon at least. Remember, in the shop, you don't need multiples of the invasion troop because there are other tower killers in the restriction. So there's Slug Hoarder, one other one, and then the new guy. Was he Mock the Cannon Rider or something like that, I think his name is. So he's really good. He's a good tower killer. So you could just use him and like any weapon, any mana generating weapon to do this event. It's super duper easy. He could solo it all by himself. But my first team here it's kind of like a mid slash high level team. You don't really need high level troops for this. We got Fundingus, we have the Ruby Weapon, Goblin Shaman, and the new guy. So I went all in on that Ruby Weapon. That's a thing. A lot of events these days there's no weapon restriction. Think about your Ruby Weapon if you got it. So I did make it the high level team just because not every single person in the world has the Ruby Weapon. You should by now. You should. If you've been playing for the last year at least. If you're a newer player, maybe you don't have it, but it was available. People could have bought it, and then we've seen every single weapon since then, and I'm free to play, and I have it. But yeah, you must have started recently, or you unfortunately missed one of the weapons, which would really suck. Because the Ruby Weapon's amazing. So Fundingus up there at the top because he's like pretty much free mana generation. You cast him, he blows up purple, and then he gets an extra turn. You got the Ruby Weapon, I'm 50% starting it, and does true damage to all the enemies. We got Goblin Shaman throwing up some free green on the board, getting an extra turn. Then we can either match it or something like that, get up Fundingus. And then we got the guy we have to have. Remember, in the invasion event, you have to use the tower killer, the guy in the shop. Mock, you have to use it because you will get more points. Plus, he just does tons of damage and he crushes the towers and he blows up gyms and he gets an extra turn. He's awesome. You got to get him. He's good. So this is what I did for this is the team I'm going to use early. I have access to everything in the game. That's what my high level team is. So I'm going to use this early. You could also use maybe Flaming Oni instead of the Goblin Shaman if you want. I just feel like the Goblin Shaman, we got Fundingus blowing up purple. The Goblin Shaman can catch the purple. The Goblin Shaman's a lower mana cost. It throws up green. They go back and forth. The two mana generators getting up the Ruby Weapon there. So 50% started Ruby Weapon is basically what I'm doing for this team right here. So let's go. Titan class, double brown, red, minus yellow. Who cares about the tower killer early? Alright, here's my mid, I guess. I don't know. No mythics on any of the teams, really. But Flaming Oni would be my choice if I was going to do a mythic. For this one, I went Fundingus again. I like Fundingus, man. I really do. Blowing up a bunch of purple and getting an extra turn. Has a summon on it too, I think, right? Fundingus. So really good goblin. I think it's a little bit underrated. But Fundingus with Norbert's Turnip this time. Norbert's Turnip is the goblin weapon. We got Thief class on, so we can make ourselves a goblin as well. So our entire team is goblins, making that Norbert's Turnip even better. We got what's his name? Truffle Shuffle, dude. King Gob Truffle. We got King Gob Truffle, and then we got Mock. So, Fundingus once again is our mana generator up top. We're 50% starting the Norbert's Turnip. Our whole team is goblins. Norbert's Turnip is throwing up green and red. Could get up Fundingus or King Gob Truffle. Get an extra turn. Everything on our team gives an extra turn after we cast it. So the team just goes. It's smooth. It's easy. It goes. You know, Gob Truffle's the one going to be doing most of the killing, but Mock can also take out a tower or anything, really. It does so much damage, it doesn't just have to be a tower. You can use Mock for other stuff, especially early, too. So I went with pretty much King Gob Truffle, Norbert's Turnip for my mid-level team here. Norbert's Turnip is great. You don't even have to do Thief if you don't want to, because it gets an extra turn no matter... Like, the Norbert's Turnip weapon is that type of weapon where I usually say it's like a tool for your tool belt, and you have to use a certain class or typing or kingdom or whatever to make it work properly, to make the whole team that certain typing or kingdom or whatever it is, because then it won't get an extra turn if you don't use, like, the entire team has to be the same thing to make those work. So we don't use them super often, but Norbert's Turnip gets an extra turn no matter what. So, you know, normally with those tool for your tool belt weapons, you have to do the class of whatever restriction, but with Norbert's Turnip you don't have to. It's just Thief is good anyway. So Thief has a green or a purple storm, which we don't really need, but you can blow up like the whole board. If there's a bunch of purple up there, then Fundingus is going to blow up a bunch of other colors too. So, and then Thief has a 50% start. Thief is a goblin. Our whole team is goblins. We can get that extra turn with green and red because we're putting up more green and red because our whole team is goblins. And just works good. You know, just shoot that Gob Truffle if you got it. He'll do damage to the whole entire enemy team and then get an extra turn. Put a bunch of green and brown up there. It's synergetic. It's good. It's a goblin team. It's you know, it's Gob Truffle. All right, here's the low level team. Just use Mach, pretty much. Like, I put all the tower killers on here just so you know which ones there are. Is that one Toad Squeezer, I think? Is that his name? Toad Squeezer? That second one. So what I realized as I was using this team is that Slug Hoarder was doing nothing. So you can do something else instead of Slug Hoarder if you want to. Slug Hoarder's good in everything, so if you don't have Toad Squeezer, you can put Slug Hoarder up there where Toad Squeezer is. I just think Toad Squeezer is a little bit better for this, because he can explode, he can enchant. Slug Hoarder just does something with like gold or something. So, you know, Mach is going to carry you. You'll see in some of these fights, he just kills the whole enemy team by himself. So what happens a lot of the time is he just gets up off the explode and enchant potion. You cast him, he kills whatever you're casting on. Then he explodes the board. And sometimes he'll just get himself right back up with that explosion. You cast him again, he kills the enemy, blows up the board again. Sometimes he gets himself right back up. If he doesn't, sometimes there's skulls. You take skulls, he does really good skull damage. You get extra skull damage against towers with Mach, so that's why he's up top. And then, you know, if somehow he doesn't get himself back up, or somehow there isn't skulls after his extra turn, Toad Squeezer might be up by then, and then you cast that and win. So, a lot of the time he was just doing his own thing, not needing the whole rest of the team. I think even, like, watch this fight right here. Boom. Boom. He did it all by himself. So, can solo the event. I wouldn't be mad at you if you did Mach, Mach, Wand, Mach, or something like that. Or just Mach, Wand, Mach, Mach, or something. Or just Mach, 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 Wand, or something like that. But you really don't need multiples, though. You know, maybe just two with a Wand and a Flaming Oni or something. But just in case you're not buying up super far in the shop and getting multiples of Mach, we do have Toad Squeezer. We do have Slug Hoarder. I think if you're going to use only one of those two, you should use Toad Squeezer, because Slug Hoarder doesn't really do anything to help the team except for kill a tower and get an extra turn, which is still really good, though. So if you only have him, he's good, too. But lots of options for killing these towers today. But they give it to you. All you need is a weapon, really. Any weapon. But you can use any weapon that you have in the entire game, because there's no restriction on the weapon. So I used the wand for this one. But you could use Essence of Evil if you got it. You could use Mountain Crusher. You know, Mountain Crusher wouldn't be as good. So like Umbral Tome maybe, or something like that would be better. Reflection of Good maybe. Just trying to think any explodey weapon out there. Norbert's Turnip is good, even though it's not explodey. And it uses the same colors as Mach, so I don't know about that. So yeah, I don't know. I would say Essence of Evil or Reflection of Good or Umbral Tome or whatever it's called. Obsidian Libram, I mean. That's what I meant. Obsidian Libram is what I would suggest. If you don't have the wand, if you don't have the ruby weapon, use Mach. Put them up top. Maybe use multiples. If you don't have multiples, use Toad Squeezer. And then use one of your, like, Essence of Evils or Reflection of Good weapons or Obsidian Libram, something like that. But anything will work as long as you don't, like, mana block too bad with whatever color weapon you're using. But yeah, those are my three teams. I did not stream today. I don't know. I'm just not feeling it, y'all. I'm not feeling very well. We kind of fell short last month. If you hit that Patreon, then it will help a lot. We can make up the difference on Patreon. I'll start putting some stuff up there. Anyway, I'll see y'all. Have a good one. Peace.